My name's Margie Johnson. Are we saying last names? I don't think we do. Do
No.
we use fake names? Our middle names?
Our middle, Christine and Evelyn. It's the Evelyn and Christine show.
Okay, so the truth is, if you ever want to use that story, I feel like we have to clarify. So I'll tell the story really quick. So when we were little, our mom and dad used to send us to VBS all summer long, like week after week after week. And we got so tired of it that I remember the church name, but we won't say it. So we were like, we're so bored of this. Let's do something to spice this up. And I don't remember whose idea it was. Kind of think it was probably yours, but it could have been mine.
It's probably it. Well, let's go with it was yours.
Okay, perfect. So anyway, we decide we're going to go in as our middle names. So I sign up for my middle name. She signs up for hers. Well, then during the week, they start calling us by our names and we don't answer because nobody ever calls us by our middle name unless we're in trouble.
Right.
Anyway.
Our little construction paper with yarn through it as the name tags that ripped every time you turned or something like that. Is that Evelyn for me?
Yeah. Christine. Nothing. Do you know what I remember too? They had those cookies with the holes.
Oh,
we had those little butter cookies that we put them on our fingers like rings. Anyway,
they were so cheap.
They were. You get like 1,000 for $2.99.
And then I think we were told you could have like 5.
Right. One for each finger.
And it's like, but 5.
And the little cup of Kool-Aid that looked like a dental swish cup.
I'm kind of surprised they didn't use the communion cups.
Oh, even what? That's even smaller. Yeah, one little squeeze. Good to go.
I'm just saying.
These are some of the stories that we have to share, but also we wanted just to take a minute to introduce ourselves. So like I said, my name is Margie and that's my sister. And we just love to visit together to talk about things, bat around ideas, and thought we could put it in a forum like this, where perhaps there are other people that could take advantage of that too, that would enjoy the conversation. So I am currently a principal, middle school principal, and I'm working on finishing my PhD, and I'll be done hopefully within the next year or so. But as that comes to a close, so many thoughts, and have been thankful to have my sister along with me because this journey has been it's been hard. It's been hard.
Okay, so the journey, think about it though. So not only have we been doing our PhDs parallel, but we also did our master's parallel.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's a long time.
This is a long time of walking down parallel roads. So I'm Audrey. I'm the younger sister.
Okay, you had to say it. All right.
Also known as the little annoying sister, and that's fine too, because it's possible a few people might go as far as saying that I'm copying her. I mean, I could be copying, but whatever, it's fine. So I am almost done with my PhD, and for a job to make money, I work for the government. I could tell you what it is, but you know what they say.
Yes. I don't think we can say that on YouTube. Somebody probably does, but we probably shouldn't.
I work for the government.
So tell us what you're studying.
Oh, I am studying adult learning and leadership. So even though my bachelor's is in teaching little kids and it's in music education for K-12, I have experience as an adult. I'm an Army wife also, and I've been doing adult teaching and teaching adults, not necessarily GED, but teaching workshops and conferences, anything to deal with just helping adults learn. But my focus is conflict resolution.
Okay. Yes.
And that's full of stories, but I won't divulge them all. None with you.
We have enough time for all the stories.
We have so many stories. They're going everywhere.
I know. Well, I have history teaching all the way from kindergarten to 9th grade. My PhD will be in organizational leadership, and private school, independent school leadership is really where my heart is right now, and love it so much. Currently principal of middle school, so you can say a prayer for me each morning, but really do love it. And one of the things that's so interesting is, so my thesis was on difficult conversations for teachers. And I don't really know where that commonality came from, because now we fought as siblings,
Sure.
when we were younger, but we really don't fight. But there is this real love and interest in conflict management and resolution and how to handle difficult conversations. And perhaps it's because we're married. Perhaps it's because
We want to stay married.
stay
We
married.
want to stay married.
We both have adult children, right? And so
Yep. And we both have one at home still.
we do. So to say difficult conversations are a part of our life is probably an understatement.
Yeah.
We are bosses of certain groups of people, or have been, and that's tricky. So thinking about that and that overlap kind of led us to thinking a little bit about how we could put some of those together and collaborate. And we decided to kind of launch a consulting group for conflict management and resolution. Odd, can you tell us a little bit about our plan, or at least where some of that came from? Maybe even how we got the name.
Sure. So the name
Yes, drum
is,
roll.
it's Harmony Group Consulting, and Harmony has multiple definitions. One can mean getting along. One can mean, another definition is when it's two different pitches in music and they're not exactly the same, but they sound really good together. And then another is just a girl's name. And we are both girls.
It's true. Do we know anyone named Harmony?
I'm sure if we looked on Facebook, one of our friends who's watching would go, me.
Oh, yeah.
And I would go, yes, don't forget her.
Yes, Harmony, we see you, girl. We see
Girl.
you. Yeah.
Let's have coffee soon. But so when we were little, we were like the Von Trapp family.
We were.
So the four of us, there's only Margie and I. And did I say she's older yet? Did I mention that? So Margie's the older sister, right? And I'm the annoying younger sister. And then mom and dad. Well, the four of us would sing in 4-part harmony, and we would travel around and sing at churches, and we would sing in the car,
Shopping
malls, at an art gallery opening,
anywhere.
So, and we still tend to like to sing harmony together because we just blend really well because we have so many years. So as Margie and I were talking about the things we feel passionate about, I feel passionate about helping other people see things from different perspectives and help them work towards some kind of a management of their conflict, even if they don't resolve it, how to work through it, maybe past it, and share that with others. Margie is all about others. It's others when dealing with students, it's others when dealing with teachers and faculty and administration, and then helping bring the next group up to par and teaching them, all the people that come behind her. So we were trying to figure out how we could help others and share what we're learning with other people who don't have time to go to graduate school or get their PhD or master's, or 2, don't have the money because it's expensive, or 3, just don't want to, but they do want to learn.
Yeah. So the Harmony Group, our heart behind our ministry, our connection really is conflict resolution management, but also how we can have relationships that are rich, right? And so a lot of times that comes down to not just understanding each other, but having our own, being able to manage our own selves, being able to identify emotions within ourselves, being able to identify someone else's emotions, read the room, right? So we could talk about that. Can someone read the room? That emotional intelligence that it requires for us to be able to be in our best relationships, our best selves, and be in our most healthy relationships. So part of our hope through this this podcast, this YouTube channel, would be just to share some things that we're learning, share some things that research has shown, that our individual PhD research unfolds, right? Or in
Yeah.
our individual
Reveals.
and yes, it unearths or reveals it. And so
Yeah.
we're excited just about having a platform to do that. Not to mention just to be able to be together a little bit and kind of knock some of these ideas around. Yeah.
So I have a story, a conflict resolution story from today at work.
Okay, ready.
Okay, so my supervisor calls me into his office and he goes, check this out. So and so, can't tell you the name.
Mhm.
So and so says that we need to have, what document was it? So and so said we need to postpone talking about this one person because this one person hasn't called us back. And I said, okay, so you're upset because the guy won't talk about this person because this person won't call the guy back. Yeah. Okay, so why is this upsetting you? Well, doesn't he know that this person never calls anybody back and he is just wasting his time? He is wasting his time. Can you believe that? And I said, have you talked to the guy? Not this person, but the guy? And he goes, no, I don't have time to talk to him. And I said, okay, well, I don't know if it's true or not, but from where I look, I don't know that this guy knows that this person has issues returning phone calls, returning emails. He may not even understand that.
Mhm.
So what if during the next meeting, my supervisor was sitting next to this guy's assistant?
Mhm.
And I said, if you sit next to this guy's assistant, why don't you ask and just say, hey, does this guy know that
Mhm.
this person doesn't return? This is one of the big problems we have,
Right.
is this person doesn't receive phone calls. He goes, yeah, I think that's what I'll do. Yeah. And I left the room and I thought, whew, okay, well, I think I earned a day off.
Yeah, I think you did too. Well,
Boy, he was hot. Yeah, he was hot under the collar. And I
Mhm.
thought, that is so true in all of our lives when we can see into something
Mhm.
because we have this extra knowledge. So my boss knew that this guy is horrible at correspondence.
Right.
But and my boss had so much of his own time wasted trying to get a response,
Mhm.
but nobody shared that with this other guy. And how many times in our day-to-day world do we know the background about an issue, but we don't take the time to make sure that some of that knowledge, as long as it's not confidential, is given to other people so they can make better decisions.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that when they make decisions and we disagree with them, we're not surprised or taken aback or even starting to get angry.
Mhm.
Bugger.
Mhm.
Can you believe so and so?
Right. Right. That's interesting. I'll tell you what else, where I thought you were headed with that originally was, I think so often we leave people in failure and we just let him be the guy that doesn't return emails and we just keep moving on. And then what I thought you were going to say is, have you said to the guy, hey, so we find it difficult to receive emails back from you. Is there a better way to communicate? You prefer that we just keep a log of our questions and ask them all at one time, or can I consume a
Yeah.
question? Or what I think to both scenarios where you went and where I thought you were going is how can, like, we have to hit it head on. Like we have to talk
Yes.
about it, and not in a way that says you're a failure or
Right.
you don't work with this guy. But before you do, consider the fact this is what I know. Or, sir, can we do something different to make this more of a workable solution? I
Sure.
do think that a lot of times that conflict builds and it sometimes is even one-sided, right? Because like you said, he gets so worked up, but the other guy's not worked up. He's just
No,
not returning emails.
he's just laying back on the
Yeah.
beach somewhere,
Really?
sipping a sipping a little margarita, maybe an iced tea.
Probably. Yeah. Arnold Palmer.
Nice little,
Arnold
yes.
Palmer. Mhm.
Yeah, with a little piece of mint. But that was just an interesting morning this morning to see. It just reminded me that learning what you and I are learning is worth the effort.
Yes.
It's worth the effort. It's worth the studying. It's worth the practice.
Mhm.
And I put that in my mental checkbook for I practiced conflict resolution today. It wasn't my conflict,
Yeah.
but I was able to help talk somebody else through a different perspective and come
Yeah.
together with a different strategy.
I like that you use practice, because I do think that it's not easy. If we never use the skill, it feels awkward and it feels uncomfortable. But if we're direct, if we're clear, if we try to kind of not wet, but soften the discourse early on, kind of try to put out that fire instead of fueling that fire. I think that that's really good. And to our original point, I think sometimes people need that little tidbit. You need just that little scenario to maybe tomorrow somebody who's watching this thinks back, oh, remember what they said last night? I could just be really direct here, or I could just, but I don't want to be the one that keeps moving this forward in a negative way.
Right.
So I think that's really good.
Yeah.
Well, we'll just keep practicing. That's what we'll do.
Just keep practicing. Just like they say in yoga, it's a yoga practice. It's not a yoga perfection.
That's right. And thank the Lord for that, because girl,
listen, I would need, there's not enough bricks, yoga bricks to prop me up.
I know.
I need like a yoga wall on both sides, just kind of maybe somebody to spot me.
Yes. I like it. Well, let's circle back again next time and talk some more about these things we're thinking about. And thank you guys for joining us, and we look forward to more times to talk in the future. So thank you.
Thanks.
Alrighty. Bye.